Hello and welcome to another episode of FPL Expectations with me, Craig. We're looking forward to game week 7 of the calendar so far. Game week 6, we had a bit of mixed reviews. Some of our pundits did really well, some of them not so well. But looking ahead to game week 7, I've brought two of my expert panelists here with me, James Stu and Philosophy. How are you guys doing?
Hello, guys.
Oh, cool, man. Thanks.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Philosophy. How have you been doing? I know you've got some big news in your personal life that's happening, so that's keeping you a bit busy. If you don't know, Philosophy is actually expecting a child. Well, his wife is anyway. We know you've been kind of stressed out with that. So let's hope this show eases that a little bit ahead of the FPL week.
Thank you, man.
James, how's things been with you? Good?
Cool, thanks, man. Yeah, just feel a bit uncomfortable with the title of expert at the moment with my 4 million overall.
All right, we're going to go straight into it and just kind of like look at your game week 6 for a while. James, we're going to start with you and talk us through your team, and then we'll go on to Philosophy's team, and then we'll talk about both of your transfer plans ahead of game week 7.
Cool. Okay, well, guess we can lump these two jokers together, Ryan and Lamptey. Extremely disappointing. Actually, well, I was looking at it earlier. Ryan has had 1 clean sheet all season, and it was away to Newcastle, so I didn't get that. So I basically just had a stream of 2 points. Lamptey is the product of... I had Shaw all season, and I don't know if people know, but Shaw's played every minute of every game this season and has scored a grand total of 0 points. Then Telles came in.
6.
Yeah, right. And then Telles came in, so he lost his spot, or was about to lose his spot, so I moved him to Lamptey. Then all of a sudden, Shaw gets a clean sheet and Lamptey gets Corona. So quite disappointed. Quite disappointed, to be honest. Speaking of disappointment, my main man Lucas Digne. When you think it can't get much worse, there it is. Seems like it got rescinded. It did get rescinded, right? It got the suspension was reduced, but he's still out.
Just for 1 match.
Yeah, so it doesn't really help much. Sace, thank God, that was super lucky. So very happy about that. Even got a bonus, incredible. Trent. I'll be honest, I was very close to captaining Trent this week. It wouldn't have made a difference in the end, but yeah, I don't know. It's Trent. I've got way bigger fish to fry than Trent right now. Havertz is like, I don't know if you ever watched that movie Walk Hard, where like the main guy, his brother dies, and his brother's like the one who's his dad's favorite son. And so the running joke the whole movie is like the wrong son died. That's what I think when I look at Havertz, because that should have been Zaha. And
you were talking
the other FPL experts talked me out of Zaha, and I got Havertz. So every time I look at him, I just see Havertz. I see Zaha's points. Very disappointed. Click. I love Click. Fine with that. Son. Everybody's got Son at this point. Potence. Just incredibly disappointing also. It's like, he's I don't know. He seems to be playing very well. Every time I see Wolves play, he's either the center of most of the stuff they're making, but just never seems to get anything out of it. And he comes off 60, 70 minutes every time. Just great disappointment. But again, bigger fish to fry because I have this week only 2 defenders playing. Salah, everybody has Salah, so it's whatever. And then Jimenez, which is, as I was just saying to you, like I've been trying to get rid of Jimenez for about a month. But then I just keep having injuries or suspensions, and I have to deal with other things. And Jimenez just keeps scoring every week, so I'm extremely grateful for Jimenez, even though from what I'm hearing, he's not playing very well. But happy to keep him again this week because you got Palace. This one is a regret, obviously, as a Leeds fan. And then these two again, more just regret and regret. So I don't mind that, but yeah, that's what can I say? Just a total shit show, I guess, top to bottom.
Okay, that's game week 6 for James Stu. Philosophy, we're going to come on to your team for game week 6. 36 points. You actually played your wild card ahead of going. So 36 points. Obviously, can't be happy with that. Talk us.
Yeah, what a time to play of my wild card. Yeah. So, my thoughts behind playing my wild card is to actually change the whole momentum of my team, mainly to distribute my budget towards midfield and forwards. So I reduce the amount of spending on my defenders. As you can see, already get rid of Trent. So I choose Target, Kilman, and also one of the Leeds guy, Struik, I think. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yeah.
Pascal. Okay, how about call him Pascal? Okay, so and then Cresswell, Bissouma, of course, stay on my bench. For my forwards, it's only Son and Kane doing the business, and then I think the probably one and only mistake I can take from my wildcard team is I put in Aguero probably too soon. I was actually eyeing for game week 10 to have a Man City cover, but then like Craig said in his I think in the previous show that Aguero is actually haven't put in a good performance yet. And then, of course, he get injured, took out at 45 minutes right after the halftime. And so,
quick one.
yeah.
Quick one. One and only mistake. that was your one and only mistake.
If not, it was on the board.
I think the only player that I actually think that it will be a mistake for probably a long time, because all of James teams, I think we all we can agree that we actually pick quite a good player who actually still playing in performing well, but then like game week 6, he, most of them doesn't get any returns. So yeah, that's about it, man. 36 on a wild card.
Okay, we're going to move on from that and look what changes you've made to ahead of game week 7. James, we're going to come back to you. Actually, Philosophy, we're going to stick with you since we're on your screen already. Game week 7. What have you changed from that wild card? Obviously, you said that some of your players, it's the right pick. It's just that they didn't return in game week 6. But going ahead to game week 7, obviously Aguero is the main one that shouts out to us.
Yeah,
he's good. He's going to be out for a few weeks. It's something that you definitely need to change. Who have you picked instead?
Okay, after the Man City match, actually, I was eyeing to get on Antonio, West Ham. So, but then he's injured, probably for 2 weeks, I think. So he's going to miss the one of the match that I really hope that I can put him in against Fulham. So my short list, okay, here it goes: Bamford, Leeds, and then probably Che Adams from Southampton. So I was still thinking about who I'm going to replace for Aguero.
Okay, so you still haven't made that transfer yet, I'm guessing?
Not yet. Yeah.
Okay. And that will free up a lot of funds for you to play around with for probably the following week. Any possibility of you taking a -4, or you using that one free transfer?
Probably not going to take any more than one transfer. I think I will keep the extra money for game week 8, because like I said, game week 10 I was trying to get one of the City guys. As of now, I still don't I don't have any idea who I'm going to bring in for game week 10. Probably KDB or Sterling or even Foden. So I will most probably keep that extra money in my bank.
All right, James, hopping over to your team now. Game week 7. What transfers have you made?
I went with Richarlison to Bamford. I mean, Charleston's out.
Was that with your lead hat on, or you genuinely believe a return's on the cards?
I just think that we're making so many chances, and now I was reading a lot of analytics about Bamford, and just kind of revisiting the misses that he had from open play, which were not really quality chances, and the quality of his chances that we're making for him now. I think teams are playing us a lot more aggressively in the Premier League than they were in the Championship, and I think he's getting better quality chances. And I just like us to keep making chances for him, and I trust him to stop putting them away. So I feel pretty good about Bamford, and it also, like, getting rid of Richarlison opens me up to get DCL, because I had 3 Everton. Now I've got 0 Everton because James was allegedly injured. Now he's out with a testicle injury. Is that what it is?
Is it?
I don't think he's out, but he has some ball issues. That's for sure. I expect him to be fit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know because I had him, so I don't know if that was just residual. Is
it from official statement?
I wouldn't say it's official. There's an article that's floating about saying that he's got testicle issues. So we'll see. But I think that was done in the Liverpool match. So he's had 2 weeks since then, and he played the full 90 last week. So fully expect him to start this week. I'm just going to touch on something that we've been discussing in our group chat as well, and that's Saïss. Now Saïss. I think, James, you're the one that said a lot of Wolves forums have said that he might actually miss out this week, and Kilman keeps his place, and Marcal comes into that left wing back role.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. It seems like Wolves fans seem to all agree that the consensus is that they need a proper left wing back, and Saïss isn't it. So I'm looking at 2 defenders this week. So I'm likely going to take a -4, but I'm not exactly sure who for. I think Chilwell is the obvious candidate, but I don't know, to be honest. I would love to get maybe Kilman even, but I hate doing stuff like that. Wolves defender to Wolves.
Well, I think with the Kilman transfer, there's a lot of uncertainty about that, isn't it? I mean, it's either Saïss or Kilman that will give way if Marcal comes into it. I mean, they can quite easily just move Saïss back into his normal role as a left-sided centre-back. So, I mean, maybe doing a like-for-like could be a little bit risky.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it seems... I think Saïss has been playing really well, but it's like, at some point, I just have to accept this is my life. My guy's being displaced by a futsal player. I'm expecting it's going to happen. So I'll probably go Chilwell, but then hope that he plays instead of. So a lot of people seem to be thinking Chilwell might not play, but I feel like he has. So we were talking about it a bit before.
Yeah,
he's fucking quality. And I think he's responsible for most of the chances created on that Chelsea team through the first 6 weeks. So. Yeah. It'll probably be -4 for Chilwell.
Okay, we're going to go straight on to the captain's pick. Obviously, early game week this week. Kickoff between Wolves and Crystal Palace is later tonight. So, Philosophy, I'm going to come to you straight. And what have you done in terms of captaincy?
Okay, I think for this game week, I'm going to go either with Kane or Son against Brighton. I've been checking the stats of 2 of the opponent. It's either Salah against West Ham or Son and Kane against Brighton. Both of them, I think, is more or less having the same defensive statistic so far. They have been good, especially I think Brighton, although they have been they haven't kept a lot of clean sheets, but I think defensively they have been quite good, except for they have been leaking 1 goals every match. So yeah, like James said, it's a disappointment for anyone who own Brighton defenders. And I expect it to be an open game between Tottenham and also Brighton. So I almost probably will go for Son, I think.
Is there any concern that I think James brought this up the other week? Is it a little bit of a concern that they might just be tightening up at the back and not being as adventurous going forward? We saw last week, and James rightly predicted as well, that they're not going to be scoring much. They're not going to be as adventurous as they were in previous games.
You mean Spurs?
Yes, Spurs.
Oh yeah, I think it's probably correct with that opinion because Mourinho himself did mention that after the 3-3 games against West Ham, he's actually disappointed how they have been leaking all the 3 goals. So he's been looking to close the game earlier after they get the lead. But then I still think that Graham Potter will set his team up to play like they always did against any teams. So I expect to be an open game. So there will be more space for Son through the left. So probably he can get a goal or an assist earlier in the game, and I hope that should be enough for my captain.
All right, James, we're going to come to you. Your captain picks for game week 7.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything Sophie said. Potter plays really nice. I wouldn't say adventurous football, but open football. Yeah, I don't see
expensive.
Yeah, expensive. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I think Son's a good shout. I'm on Salah at the moment just because I only recently got him and I feel like he has to do something soon. So I don't know.
Well, that's the big thing. I mean, Salah obviously, I think was heavily captained last week. It was Sheffield United at home, and obviously blanked. But I mean, there were encouraging signs.
Yeah,
it's quantized really.
Yeah, he scored it. Obviously, his goal was disallowed, but he scored a goal, hit the post. I mean, it wasn't. Although it was a blank in terms of FPL. I mean, there were encouraging signs. It wasn't like he wasn't doing anything. But that will be the same debate that's going to go again this week. Should it be Salah, Son, or Kane, which was similar to last week? You're going Salah, but you also have Son. What's the difference between the two going into game week 7?
No, I haven't made up my mind. It's on Salah now, but I haven't made up my mind yet. I think they're both. It's one of those things where I think it's a coin flip, honestly.
Yeah. I think Liverpool play at home as well, don't they, this week?
Yeah.
So that's another big factor. Salah, usually when he plays at Anfield, obviously does really, really well. So you're at the moment, it's a coin flip between Salah and Son for you. And for the Kane owners, is it worth putting the armband on him, considering he's on penalties as well?
Yeah, I personally always prefer him over Son because of the penalty thing. But I don't know. I don't have him, so I don't think about it.
All right. Okay, we're going to go and entertain some questions from the community. It's a segment where we ask you, just before we come on the show, any questions that you have, any help that you need ahead of the game week. And we've got a pretty good response despite us shooting this video very early over here in Asia. It's 3 p.m. or 3:30 p.m. where we started recording. So very early for all of you out there in Europe watching. But we had a pretty good response to the questions, and we're just going to go through them one by one. And obviously, both of you, we need your input on it and see exactly how you can help the FPL community out there. The first one is from Vardy Boys. Thoughts on downgrading Trent to Chilwell and Jimenez to Bamford to facilitate opponents' upgrade to the United boys, Rashford, Bruno, with 2 free transfers. I don't really like the options under 8 million apart from Foden, but can't afford a straight swap of Podence to Foden with one free transfer. So just going to go over it again. It's a pretty long question. Thoughts on downgrading Trent to Chilwell and Jimenez to Bamford to facilitate opponents' upgrade to the United boys, Rashford, Bruno's. Worth it with 2 free transfers. So I'm guessing he's got 2 free transfers and he's looking to make add to that and take a -4 to get either Bruno or Rashford in. Thoughts on that? Philosophy, I'll start with you.
I think if it's between Trent and Chilwell, I think it should be okay. I think to make the move, both of them are on set pieces, and I think Chilwell, Chelsea have better features going forward.
Jimenez to Bamford.
Which one?
Jimenez to Bamford.
Okay, Jimenez. Jimenez, I think, although he's been putting goals or an assist almost every game, but then if you are watching the games, you know that Wolf actually have been missing the threat from the width, mainly from their wing backs. So statistically, they even have regressed on goal threats. They haven't been making chances a lot this season. So to compare to Leeds, I think earlier in the season, I think I've made quite an opinion about defensively. Leeds is more reliable defensively, but then after 6 game week, I think they have values on the attackers. So Jimenez to Bamford should be okay for me.
Okay. And James, would you add to that and take a -4 for Rashford or Bruno?
I think everything he said sounded good, but I don't know if now is the time to do it this week. I kind of like Trent against West Ham, and I like Jimenez against Palace. The thing with, I brought in Bamford, but I'm a little bit worried because if Leicester play the way that they did against Arsenal, then Bamford's going to have problems because people just sitting back, that's what's our Achilles heel. So
Okay.
I don't know, and I like Foden as well. I think Foden's great value.
I think James right. I totally expect Leicester to set with 5 at the back. I think most of the teams going against Leeds are going to set up with 5 at the back to nullify the threat from the width.
Okay. Next question from Rajveer. Stick or twist with Lamptey?
That's a stick for me, even though it's a great disappointment.
Is that because for you, James?
He's a good player. I think he's a quite talented young man. But then no, you.
No, I think he's quality. I think he's on the verge of points. I think the points are coming. The points are on the way. He's great in terms of stats. He's great for touches in the box, for chances created. Mm-hmm. And they're going to keep a clean sheet at some point. I think Lamptey is I'm going to say season keeper, but definitely a long-term hold for me.
Okay.
Yes, he's a hold.
Okay, so stick with Lamptey. Gifari FPL asked, been thinking about transferring out Jimenez for a budget forward. Do you think Adams or Bamford? Now, you've obviously brought Bamford in already, James. I think this one, philosophy, is something that you can add to because I think you're looking at both as well to replace Aguero with. So, do you want to go ahead with that?
I think I'm leaning towards probably Bamford. If he's 0.1 million more than Adams, I think. But then someone did mention that Che Adams actually playing more central than Ings. So so he's going to get a lot more chances, I think, set up by Ings. I haven't looked at their fixtures going forward, but I think Bamford with a lot of chances created by all the attackers from Leeds, I think he's going to be a good value even at 6 million.
Okay, so Bamford would be the choice from both the experts here. Just looking through it, if we've got any more questions. Bet asks best captaincy choice for this week. That's something that we already touched on. If you didn't hear it earlier, the boys did pick. Either Son, Kane, or Salah. It's a toss-up really between all three. All have their pros and cons to it. So really, it comes down to an individual preference there. And Flaming Red VAM asks. Sorry, he doesn't ask anything actually. Sorry, FBR Hopkins asked Bamford or Watkins for the long run. Now, this is an interesting one. I know both of you obviously rate Bamford very highly. James already bringing him in. Philosophy most likely to bring him in later today. But Watkins, now, he's someone we looked at and really liked after that Liverpool thrashing. But since then, he's kind of gone off the boil a little bit, hasn't he? He hasn't scored. I don't think he's had a return. Missed a couple of good chances last week. Now, for the long run, who would you prefer? A Villa asset or Bamford for Leeds?
For me, it's Bamford all day. I think Villa have started. I think they've overperformed, and I think Watkins is going to kind of not say come crashing down to earth, but I think he's overperformed a little bit. The hat trick was a bit of an anomaly for him. Yeah, I think Leeds, players aside, I think Leeds can be better trusted in the long run to create chances better than. And Grealish, the Leeds attackers are a lot more generous with the ball, I think, than the Villa.
Yeah.
Grealish and Barkley don't like to pass the ball.
100%, I agree with that. I saw that last week actually, and I think that was the difference. I think at 0-0, I think Grealish went on this mazy run, and I think he just needed to lay it off for Watkins, and literally had a tap in, but he went by himself. That's a good point. You've seen a lot of Watkins though last season, James, and he's someone that you rate pretty highly.
Yeah, I really wanted Leeds to go in for him. I feel a lot better about us not actually, to be honest. Now after seeing how things have started, I feel. Yeah. I think he's all right, but I think Bamford's better.
Okay, Philosophy, you agree with that? Bamford over Watkins for the long run?
I agree because of how Leeds played so far. I think Bamford will always stick in and around in the middle of the box. So he's going to get more quality chances because I've seen Watkins always drift aside, either on the right or on the left. I mean, you don't want that for a centre forward. So yeah, Bamford.
Okay, Simon Astrala asked, I had my captaincy on Salah, but I want to trust the metric, so I'm going with Kane. I'm sad about Antonio's injury because I was planning to go with West Ham assets from game week 8 onwards. Now I think I have to roll the free transfer and have 2 free transfers for game week 8 to be able to make a big move like remove Trent. So I don't really know what the question is there, but do you think, I think what he's trying to ask is, he had his captaincy on Salah the whole week. Now he's seen the metric that obviously Mariner releases, and let's go with Kane. So should he go trust metric, or should he trust his gut instinct and stay Salah?
Yeah, trust Chris.
Trust Chris.
Trust Chris's wife.
Trust Chris's wife.
Yeah. In case anything goes wrong, and then he can go straight to Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been some rumors that she actually does the stats and metrics. I don't know how true that is. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough one because I think he had the same dilemma last week as Mariner, who obviously provides the stats and the metrics. And his metric said go Kane and Son ahead of Salah, but he went Salah. He trusted his gut, and obviously it blanked for him. So you think that he should trust his gut or metric? You say metric, Philosophy?
Actually, I was more like try to predict how the games will go. So I go with my guts, and then of
Okay.
course I still check with Mariners
Metric.
table or start the metrics.
Yeah.
So I think it's good to have more like a ground, more or like a guideline to what you're thinking.
Yep. And James, same thing.
I was more. I think the second part of what he said was more interesting, to be honest, and because I
Okay.
Mhm.
like there's value in removing Trent if you really think that's the way to go. But I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know what the rush is, to be honest. He's not suddenly a bad asset. He's just kind of not. He's just kind of underperforming his price at the moment. But I wouldn't. Maybe it's because I have so many injuries and suspensions. But I would never look at him as an
Yeah.
absolute priority for removal. The pedigree that he has over the last 3-4 years is 2-3 years is points will come, and I
Yeah.
definitely wouldn't be looking at someone who needs to go immediately.
Yeah,
I
I think
will,
soon.
I will say this about Trent. I mean, watching last week's game and in midweek, just watching the highlights, he did have that assist for Salah's disallowed goal. And over the weekend in the Champions League, he did have an assist as well. So, I mean, maybe small signs that, the points are incoming and obviously better. And, I think the Liverpool defense without, obviously, Van Dijk and obviously without Fabinho now, I think they're always maybe going to concede a goal or two, but it's Trent's attacking returns that we're always looking for. And he's still on those direct free kicks and corners as well, which is always good to see. Sorry, Philosophy, you're going to say something?
Yeah, I haven't been online a lot lately, but I think a lot of guys have been taking out Trent. Is it? As someone who've been taking him out on my wildcard, I think if those who haven't planned to use their wildcard, I think it's better to stick. He's going to get his annual 20 or 24 points soon enough. Actually, I was predicting that it's going to be again Sheffield, but then it didn't happen. I think he will come good, especially with his corners and also direct free kicks. So, yeah, try to hold.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. That's all the questions we have for you guys. Thanks for obviously giving us your time as always, and obviously helping out our viewers and the FPL community with their questions. Thank you so much, and we look forward to having you on next week as well. Good luck for your game week 7.
Cheers, mate.
And thank you, everyone, for watching FPL Expectations. It's been a good week. Game week 7 is an early kickoff. So please don't forget to make your transfers, sort your team out, put the armband on the right people. It's Wolves versus Crystal Palace to kick off the game week later tonight. That's all for me, Craig. If you're not following us on Twitter, please do. It's at FPL Expectations. If you like this video, do give us a like down below. And please do subscribe to us. Just hit that subscribe button down below to get all our alerts every time we put out a new video. Thank you all, and good luck, for the coming game week 7.